and a 1. Bing, 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 bing. It is a Friday. It is the Beck Scrum. It is Michael and Alex and Sam. Michael was in first. Michael, how are things going with you?
Good. So we just did the React mob yesterday.
We did.
And in 15 minutes or so, we're going to do a website 1 kickoff or intro or whatever.
Yep.
So,
all right. And nothing blocking you at the moment?
No.
Good. Alex, how are things going with you?
I'm working on your task, on our task, 1640. And nothing blocks me, but I have a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. All right. Good start. Here we go. Excellent. Yes. And there was also some updates on you've been chatting about Redeemify, but yeah, we can deal with that another time. Good stuff. Well, maybe we can take up. Well, since we're here, we'll have a relatively short scrum. I'll just do my updates, and then we can talk about questions and see if we want to bleed that into the kickoff. Yes, what am I doing? I have just been kind of catching up with a few things. I've finally been working on one of my website 1 tickets from before, and getting the FAQ stuff on, oh gosh, what's it called, on the premium page to be sort of a pop-up thing, which is an interesting activity. I'd love to get that all completely finished and sort of move on to other tickets. I've been merging some website 1 pull requests and dealing with the random failures that we get from them occasionally. I've also been investigating how to manipulate the CSS on the NHS wiki, but I've kind of put that to one side, and I spent some time on the DRE system. So they've actually built this dashboard, even though they've had a lot of staff turnover, and but I can't figure out how to use it, so I've left them some questions, and that's that. Yeah, as Michael says, we've got the kickoff coming up. So yeah, I guess I'm quite pleased I've managed to get a few things done. I think that's kind of our scrum. I guess Alex, do you want to just tell us what the questions are? We might not answer them. We might answer them in the kickoff. But do you want to just say the questions that you have relating to website 1?
Yes, the question is particularly the main question is how to retrieve PayPal customer ID.
Right. Yes, good question. Yeah, and I think the answer is that the PayPal, I think we get the ID should be stored when the PayPal purchase completes, and so it should be in like the database in the structure. I have to pull up the code to look for it, but yeah, maybe we can get into that in the what's it called, in the kickoff in a bit. Yeah. Well, or since we're thinking about it and we've got a little bit of time. Yeah. So this is Alex was working on the gosh, what's it called now? Yeah, on the thing that we had a PayPal user upgrade from premium to premium mob, and it didn't work, and that's because the upgrades only work for Stripe. Oh, by the way, this is the place where we were having the problem, the performance issue on the events page. It was by reordering the Boolean here that I seem to have fixed that problem. If anybody is interested in that, I can talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I swapped the order. So basically, previously the Boolean had the database query first. So it was proactively querying the database, when actually the majority of the time it didn't need to.
Oh, okay. So it's a time current.
Yeah.
Basically, if the event wasn't over yet, then...
Yeah, so it's checking this kind of corner case for just like if it's not over and sort of keeping it live and this, that, and the other.
And then you're relying on the short-circuiting.
And I'm sorry, I swap it around and rely on the short-circuiting, so we don't actually...
So it never hits that costly.
Right, so hardly ever, or at least only in certain situations, which actually don't occur now because we don't have the telemetry from the system. But so yeah, I guess you're looking, Alex, at this situation where we want to like retrieve the ID for the user. Now I think, yeah. So we basically, if you look here to see what I did there, is you can see the way that we're retrieving the Stripe customer ID. Yeah, in the user is looking up the subscription identity. Say again?
Yes, you're right.
No. And so if the PayPal, like the initial creation event works correctly, then this identifier in here should be, I think should be correct. If we go in there, we've got identifier, that's for the subscription. So we've got a subscription model. Yeah, and then I guess that goes through, so it delegates the identifier to the payment source. And then the payment source, we have, these different payment sources. Yeah, and then, so I think if we go down into the schema and we look for the payment source. Oh gosh, what's it doing? Payment. You're just only searching in that bit that I've selected. Payment sources, yeah. So they just contain, payment sources contain an identifier and a type. So there should be PayPal, and that's where we try and stick the PayPal ID. I think. I'll go back through there, and this is sort of the fact that we've got this Stripe customer ID is kind of a legacy thing. Like originally we only had Stripe customer IDs, and then we've created these other models on the back end to support other kinds of payment mechanisms. And this update method was written when we only had the Stripe customer ID, and that was actually a field on the user table. And so then this, yeah, see here it's like ultimately for, yeah. So ultimately, as we refactor this and made it generic to support PayPal, it would just be grabbing the appropriate, well, we'd pull it out into some other area and we wouldn't see a mention of Stripe here. But does that answer your question?
Yes, we have to retrieve payer ID from the JSON that is returned by the request. So Stripe has clearly identified how to retrieve customer ID in their documentation.
Yeah, and
I haven't found a similar instruction in PayPal.
Yeah. That's it. May or may not be possible to do this kind of dynamic updating of the type of subscription that we're doing here. I mean, you can see, see this is how we get the PayPal identifier. It comes back. But yeah, it may turn out that it's just not possible, and that the short-term fix would just be to catch. Like, we would detect here that it is a PayPal one, and then we would display a message to the user saying, sorry, we can't automatically upgrade PayPal accounts. Please email, info@agileventures.org to sort you out. But yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question there about, so this is PayPal subscriptions upgrades API. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to do some session update recurring payments profile operation, manage subscriptions. Yeah, I mean, we may or may not be set up to do these kind of, presumably you've been reading these sorts of pages about trying to manage. This is like edit subscription details, address. Oh, it looks like there should be some ability to do this.
I know there is a special gem created by PayPal to manipulate a software developer kit that allow us to do it. But I think it can overcomplicate our app.
Yeah, well,
I
definitely.
would want to find simpler.
What are we trying to do? Oh, we're trying to let them upgrade their subscription level.
Yeah, basically, which Stripe users can do, but at the moment it doesn't work for PayPal users. So this is a bug that we encountered when a PayPal user tried to upgrade from Premium to Premium Mob, and it failed. So and last week Alex took on that thing. So
so it does for Stripe, but it doesn't actually do it like the nicest way possible, right? Because like they basically get charged double that month or whatever.
well, it gets prorated, so it well, that's a separate.
I think it didn't get prorated for me, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I think there's variety. Anyway, Matt is also here. I mean, I guess what we should probably do is maybe just stop this hangout, which was the Scrum, and start the next one. You right there, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll start the kickoff. We've just been discussing some stuff for the stuff what Alex is working on, but let's get into the next video. I'll see you there momentarily.